Well, we just got done with Autism Awareness Month, but many people deal with this disorder year-round. And to put it into perspective, autism used to affect 1 in 10,000 people, but now, today, it is 1 in 88, and in Tucson, 1 in 64 are afflicted.
Now, one school in our city recognizes the need for a school for children with high-functioning autism, Aspergers, and language-based learning challenges. So Susan Maticet and Juan Yanez are here to tell us about Abbie School. Both of you, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
And so let's start with the types of programs that this school offers, because it is very specific.
Yes, absolutely. There's one technique that families with that have a kid with autism really look for. It's called applied behavioral analysis. This is one of the cornerstones in our teaching methodologies per se. Whereas somewhere else, most likely they're going to use something else. The reason why we employ that is because it is a research-proven technique. Over the past several decades, actually, there's been studies after study that validates this technique.
Mm-hmm. And Susan, why would you say it is so important that we are providing education to people with special needs at such an early age?
Well, first of all, let me just explain. You know, these kids, they don't do sight, sound, touch, feel. They don't do that very well. In fact, you might find a child with his hands over his ears, probably autistic. When they're in a normal setting, a public school setting maybe, they have to deal with all of that, and it becomes overwhelming for them. What we have at the Abbie School is they don't have to deal with that as much. And so they're able to learn. We come up with the sun, we go down with the sun, we use a lot of natural methods there. These kids, we feel these type of kids are going to have incredible lives, which is why we're there. You know, we're in a town of over 1 million people, and the choice for these type of children, other than the public education, which doesn't always meet their needs, is scant. In fact, before we came about, it was nil. We feel it's important to be there for these kids so that they do have something down the road.
And as we were saying, trying to be able to cater to that at the youngest age as possible, because the school caters for which ages?
We are K through 9 this year. We'll wrap this year up. Next year, we are going to expand into the 10th grade, and we're meeting the needs of our children.
And maybe expand on how you are meeting the needs of your children with this ABA-based program.
Well, one of the things that we do is actually we bring in an ABA expert, and what she does, she works with the families to try to identify problem areas, or areas that they want to address. And the best outcome is when you have continuity between school and home life. Once that gets broken, then who knows? We keep saying that all bets are off, just because sometimes when you go home and you don't follow these same techniques, you break the pattern pretty much. And kids, that's one more reason for them to get confused.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's so important that we do know that there is a school like this in our community, because a lot of people probably don't know that the Abbie School even exists. So I think that you coming on this show and talking about it to our viewers is really great today, and I want to thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And to learn more about Abbie School, you can call 300-6103 or log on to abbieschool.org.